What's up, guys? My name is John. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be building a WordPress website homepage using just the default Gutenberg editor. So no page builders, no additional plugins, just good old Gutenberg, and it's going to look fantastic. So without further ado, let's jump on into the video, and I'll share my screen so that we can get this thing built. Alright guys, so here we are in the WordPress dashboard of one of my demo sites. And basically guys, this site is I just use it to build out some different pages and really just show some clients just what they can have in a WordPress website. So here we are in the dashboard, and we're going to go down to Pages, and we're going to go to Add New. Okay, and once we're here in the this is the Gutenberg editor. You can see it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. There's a toolbar up at the top. There's also a settings tab over here on the right. And what we're going to first do is we're going to go ahead and just type in the title of our home page. And really, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to use home. Wow, that doesn't look like home at all. It would help if I could type. So I'm going to use just home, okay? And that's what our home page is going to be called. Now, there are a couple of settings I want to change here in this settings tab on the right-hand side of the screen. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Page. I'm going to go down, and when we're in this page settings, there's a few things we're going to change here. First of all, I am using the free Astra theme. I think it's a fantastic, beautiful yet simple, has also a lot of great options that you can change in the Astra theme. It's also pretty fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Astra settings, and the first thing I want to do is for this home page, I'm not going to use a sidebar. To me, I think sidebars are a little overrated. They're great for ads and things like that, but I really like to keep them off of a home page if I can. So I'm going to go under sidebar, and I'm going to click no sidebar. Now, obviously, you can use the customizer settings and do this at the website level. So basically, for all pages, you can do that in the WordPress customizer or the theme customizer. But if you want to do it, page by page, you can do it here in these settings. I also want to go down to content layout, and this is another setting that you can do site-wide. You can do full width contained, you can do content boxed, or full width stretched. I like to do the full width contained. I just think it looks really good. And then the last setting here under the page settings is I'm going to disable my title. So under this disable sections, I'm going to just click on the disable title, and what that does is it really just hides that where it says home. You don't have to have this. It's really just something that you can just get rid of. The people, when they click on your website link, they're gonna go to this page. They're gonna know it's your home page because that's where they're landing. So I'm just gonna disable that, and then we're gonna save draft. Okay, so now we can get started on building out our page. The first thing I want to do is right here. You can see type or type / to choose a block. You can just click that. And then you can either add a block by clicking on this plus sign, or you can do it up here in this top toolbar as well. So either way, I'm going to use this top toolbar because here you just have to, if you click on it, you have to kind of search sometimes. Or you can click browse all, which will just pop this over here. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm just going to click on this plus sign, and it's going to open up this kind of like the master list of blocks. Now, there's a lot of great blocks in here, a lot of things you can do with a home page or really any page that you have on your website. There's no really need for having a page builder. In this block section, you can kind of pick through. You can go through and find, paragraph, headings, quotes. We're going to go down and we're going to find cover. Okay, and it's under the media, kind of the media section. So we're going to go find cover. I'm going to click on that. We're going to go to Media Library right here, and then we're gonna put this image on here. Now, I already have some images already uploaded. As I said, this is my demo site, so I've done some different, just kind of some website stuff for people, and just kind of give them an idea what it could look like before we start a project. So I'm gonna click on this image here. Now this image is 1400 by 700. I think that's really a good size. We're gonna click select, and this is what it looks like. So our image right here at the top, it has an overlay over this image. So what that does is it basically just adds a color over the top of the image, and it really just helps the text to pop. And it makes it easier to read. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go here, and I'm actually just going to click and make sure that this image is centered, which it is. That's good. I'm going to open up my settings tab to show you some more about this over here. Alright, so with this covered image, like I said, it does add that overlay, and it also adds an overlay for text. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type, and this can really be anything. You could say welcome to and put your website name. You can, write some catchy text here. I'm just going to simply put hello there, and that's just because for the purposes of this demo or this tutorial, I don't have to write anything catchy here. For your website, you might want to go in and put some time into writing some text for this that really tells the people about your website. Google is all about user experience, and so they really want the people to know exactly what your website's about when they land there. So I just put hello there, and I'm going to be able to change this. I'm going to be able to change text alignment right here. I can change whether it's bold or not by highlighting it and clicking bold. I can make it italics. I can add a link to the text if I want to. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to click on this little paragraph symbol, and I'm going to make that into a heading. Now what that does to this is it's going to send it back to more of the default color that you set in your customizer. And so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go ahead, and what that also did is it left aligned it, so I'm going to put it on center. And then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go over here to my settings tab, and I'm just going to bump this size up some. Now, if you already have your heading sizes set in your theme customizer, it'll go to whatever you have it set. So I'm going to bump it up to 62. I think that's a pretty good size there. Maybe a little bit big, but we'll see. Then I'm going to go to color. Now, this is kind of hard to read here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bump this color to white. And I really think that makes the text pop. Between the overlay of color here and the white text, it really makes it pop. So I think that's good. Now you could go ahead and just below here you could add in maybe some like a sub headline where it tells a little bit about your website. You could also add in a button that takes people to a particular category. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit return, and I'm going to add a button. So let's go in here and we're going to type button. So here we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're centered. And all I did there was I clicked over here in the settings tab, transform to variation, and I went down to vertical. And what I did there then was just center justified, or justify item center. Alright, now with my button, I want to type some text, so I can say click here. Kind of, tell them to click here with the text above it. You can tell them, hey, check out our buyer's guides or our beginner's guides, and then you can say click here, or you can just say beginner's guides. Boom. And there you go. And then what you'll want to do is you'll want to hit the link setting here and then enter in your link. So you can just start typing. You do have to spell things right. Category. Okay, so as I said, this is just a demo site, so I don't really have any categories or anything already. So I'm just going to take that away. But you get the idea here. Now there are some other features that you can do to change kind of the look of your button. You can go from fill to outline. I like the fill better. You can change the size of your typography that's on the button to the text. You can change the color for the background of the button. You can change the text color. I'm going to leave it just like this, but you can do all of that right here in the settings tab. You can also change the width. I'm going to leave that just as it is. Alright, so now we sort of have our hero section here. I'm going to go ahead and jump down, and I'm going to click here to type or to choose a block. And now I think what we need to add in here is just some text about the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click to add a paragraph. Okay, and you basically did that when you clicked here, but I just wanted to show you could just click there and add a paragraph. Alright, so I'm going to grab some dummy text, some lorem ipsum. I have some highlighted here. Just it's a little info about lorem ipsum. It's not really the actual just Latin text. Alright, I'm going to go here and I'm going to paste it. Just like that. And you can see that text is there. Now this is a paragraph text, so it's going to default to whatever you have your text size in your customizer. If you want to edit that, you can edit that right over here, and you can change the default size to normal, which is the default size. You can change it to medium, which bumps it up, in this case, to 20 for this site. You can bump it up to large, however you really want to do that. I'm going to keep it at normal. I'm going to go here under this little toolbar, and I'm going to left align. That's what it's set right now. I'm going to center align it, just to keep it kind of looking the same as our centered hero section. You can change the color of the text if you wanted to change it to a nice green, which is, that's really hard to read. Maybe blue, darker blue. I'm going to go back to black. I just think that looks a lot better. You can also give it a background if you wanted to give it a background. I find this comes in really handy when I'm putting together an affiliate disclaimer for a blog post. As I'll type out my affiliate disclaimer, I'll put that background on there, and then what I can do is I can click here on these three dots for options, and I can actually save it or add it to a reusable block. So what I can do is I can go back, and every time I add a post or an article, I can go back and I can click on reusable block, and then it inserts it where I want it to be. So we're not going to do that right now. I just wanted to show you that. So we're going to highlight this block, and we're actually going to get rid of that background color by just hitting the clear button. There we go. So let's take a look at this. So let's save draft. And then what we're going to do is we're going to preview in a new tab. I like to work in tabs, that way I can just bounce back and forth between tabs. So here we go. Here is our home page so far. And this is, like I said, is my demo site. So right now it's got a pre-done sort of template. So this header right here with a logo and all that sort of stuff, that's just from the template. But here you can see you have this nice hero section. You can put some text there. You can add a little bit of subheadline, add a button to take you down the page. You can have a button that takes you to a beginner's guide, whatever you want there. And then if you scroll down, you can see here's our paragraph of text. Now what I will say is this is really close. There's no padding or margin here at all. So I think we need to add in some space here. So let's go back to our page, and let's add in some space. Now I find the easiest way to do this, rather than using like CSS or something like that, I find the easiest way to use this is just in the Gutenberg editor. So I'll click here the three dots, and then I'll go to insert before. What this does is it's going to add in some space here for another block. Now, if you click here on the plus, you can type and search for spacer. Here you go. This is the spacer block. And all that does is it adds a block in there that you can adjust to add in space. And right now it's set at the default 100 pixels. I find that's a little bit too much, but let's take a look at it. So we're going to save draft. We're going to pop back over and just refresh. So there you go. There's the amount of space. Now you might actually like that. I think that's a little bit too much space. But you know, it's kind of preference. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to adjust this. So there's a couple ways to adjust this. You can just click on this little blue circle with this block selected. You can click here and you can just drag it up or down, whichever way you want to go. So I'm actually going to take it to 50. The other way you can do this is you can actually go over to the settings tab on the right hand side of the screen and you can click spacer settings, and then you can use the slider right here to adjust, just like that. Or if you want to get really granular about it, you can use this little up and down arrows to adjust it to what you want it to be. Or you can type in the number as well. So we're going to leave it at 50, and then let's save draft, and then let's refresh. Okay, there we go. I think that's much better. I think 50 is perfect. So when you land here, you can't see the text right away. You just see this nice hero image. Alright, so let's go back. Now, what I like to do when they're using these spacers is I like to keep all those spacers that I'm going to use on this page, I'm going to keep them the same amount of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some space below this paragraph as well. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click on the 3 dots for options, and I'm going to click duplicate. What this does is going to copy and paste it right there. So you can see right there I have 2. Okay. Now I don't want 2 spacers there because that's back to the 100 pixels, right, that we had before. So I'm going to click on the bottom one, and I'm going to click on the down arrow right here. What that's going to do is it's going to bump it below this body of text, just like that. All right. So now I have a spacer there. Now what we want to add in here is here's the page that I built before. We want to add in this nice featured articles section with these nice images. This is our blog roll essentially. It's going to pull from our blog page. So let's do that right now. We're going to add in another section, and we're going to click and search for latest. Oh, you know what? We need to add a heading that says featured article. So let's click heading, and then let's type featured. Wow, I really cannot spell today. Featured articles. Okay. Now this is left align, and what I really want to do is I want to make it center align. So I'm going to click here on the change text alignment, and I'm going to click center. Just like that. Alright. And that's done. You can leave it as a H2. You can change it to an H3 if you want to make it smaller. You can manually do that all over here. It's really up to you. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the plus sign. I'm going to add another block. Now we're going to use our latest post block to add in our blog roll. And we're going to do that right now. So I've typed in there, and here is our latest post block. I'm going to click on that. Alright, so it brought in our latest post, but it brought it in sort of a list form. You can see this right here. It doesn't really look that good. We're going to fix that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change alignment. We're going to align it to center. Okay, and then what we're going to do is here's the list view. We're going to change it to grid view, just like that. Now what that's done is it just took the same list and just put it in a grid view. So you're seeing it a little bit more spaced out. You kind of get the idea what we're going for here, but we do have a few more options to change. So over here on the right hand side, under the block settings, we're going to go and we're going to look at post content settings. Alright, so the first thing here, we're going to add the post content. We're going to toggle this little switch here. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring in a little bit of that blog post to let them know really what it's for. Now, you don't have to do this. You can leave it just where it's just the title. You can leave it where it's just the title and an image, and we'll get to that in just a second. It's really up to you. I do kind of like the look of having some text on there. Really, I think it really fills out the page. But if you want to have a ton of different blog articles automatically pulled to your home page, you may want to just forego having that little bit of that little excerpt there. If you want to have multiple categories, you could just have that image and a title, and it'll be just fine. So under the post content, if we're going to keep that, you're going to click either excerpt or full post. I never ever use full post on my homepage. If I wanted to do that, I would just go to a blog roll page and have it done just like that. So I'm going to click excerpt just like it is, and then I can change the number of words that's being shown. I'm just going to bring that down to about 25. I don't run a lot. I just want a little bit of text there to let them know sort of what that article's about. Your title should be doing that anyways, but I want just a little bit of text there. Now, the next thing you can do is you can add in the post meta settings. You can display the author name. In this case, it just says admin. Like I said, it's my demo site. Nothing real special here. You can do that. Some people do that, some people don't. You can also display the post date. I very rarely ever do this because I really shoot for evergreen posts, and putting a date on it really just kind of it almost takes away the evergreen status. Some people will see the date and they'll never click on it. So I take that off. Alright, the next thing you want to do is you can click the featured image settings. You can display featured image. Alright, there we go. Now there's a featured image. Looks awesome. Okay, not really, but you can do some more changes to it to make it look a little better. But you got the image there. Alright, so you can change the image size by clicking here. You have thumbnail, you got medium, you got large. So let's take a look at those. Medium doesn't look too bad. I'm going to go ahead and go with large. I think that looks the best. Okay, so these are a vertical style image. They're 700 wide by 1,000 tall. These are really great for like Instagram and Pinterest, as they're more of a portrait style image. And keep that the same. I am going to go down here and I'm going to hit image alignment. I'm going to do that center. And then the next thing is I'm going to add a link to my featured image. Basically make it clickable. And when you click on the image, it'll take you to the blog post. There we go. Now, alright, so when it comes to what blog post you want to show up here, in this case, this is my featured articles. So I want to go to here and I'm going to add a category called featured. And then any post that I put in the featured category will show up here. And it'll be in order of newest to oldest. Alright, so the next part is going to determine how many articles you want to show up here. So if you go under number of items, right now it's showing 5. You can see these nice 3 posts here with this with this dummy text. You can see another good post here with a nice image, and then you can see this random post here from another demo, if you will. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kick this number of items down. I'm going to kick it down to 3, just like that. There we go. And with 3 columns, you could set it up to 2 columns. You could set it up to 4 columns. That really just depends on what your preference is. If you do more columns, obviously more posts will show up, and these images will get a little bit smaller based on that. So I like this how it is, so I'm going to save draft, and then we're going to go take a look by refreshing. Alright, here we go. So we've got our hero section. We're going to scroll down. Here's our little paragraph of text. There we go. Here's our header saying featured articles, and then here are our 3 featured articles using our blog roll, latest posts. Now, like I said, we're going to set that to category and make a category called featured. You can do it just latest post. You can do it purely off categories. It's really up to you. So here's our nice hero image with our button. We're going to scroll down. Here's our nice body of text here. This can be a little bit about your website, whatever you want it to be. And then you're going to scroll down, and here's our featured articles section using our latest post block. And we've styled that. So this is all centered. It looks really nice. So what if you want to add in another one? let me show you how to do that. Let's jump back over here. So if I want to add in another section like this right here, I'm just going to click and highlight it all, just like this. So this block is selected, this block is selected, and I'm just going to click on the 3 dots for options, and then I'm going to click duplicate. Same thing we did with our spacer earlier. And what that does is basically just duplicates all of that you had selected. Alright, so here we go. We have another section. So maybe we want this to be our latest posts, and just purely latest. So basically any category, whatever is the newest post, will show up here. So all we do is we can call this, we can call it latest posts, or latest articles in this case. And there we go. And then we can just click here to edit this. And we just go down here and change these out, the sorting and the filtering, to reflect what you want. So if in just latest posts, it's just newest to oldest. That's it. Boom, we're done on that. Okay, so let's hit save draft. Let's go back to our page and refresh. And because you duplicated those items, it's going to have the same formatting, the same alignment. Everything you want is going to be the same there. So let's scroll down. Here's our featured articles. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Then we're going to scroll down some more, and here's our latest articles. And then there we go. And let's go back over here. We can go in and we can add some space here if we want. I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to just find my spacer up here, and I'm going to click to 3 dots for options. I'm going to click duplicate, and then I'm going to hit this little arrow. That takes it below the featured article block here. And then I'm going to hit the arrow one more time, and then that's going to take it below the blog roll where I wanted it to be. Now, I think at the end, I think I can have some space down here as well. So let's just do that one more time. Let's duplicate, and let's bump that below. Now on this bottom one, I think I am going to give it a little bit more space. I'm probably going to bump it up to, I don't know, 75. Just to give it a little bit more space between that bottom block and our footer. So let's save draft, and then let's refresh. Alright, here we go. So we got our hero, our text, our featured article section. We have our latest article section with that little bit of space there to make it look really nice. It also keeps it uniform. It's the same amount of space there, same amount of space there. Really nice and clean, really uniform, really beautiful. And then we added that little bit of extra space down here at the bottom. Now you can add as many of these sections as you want. You can add one for whatever category you want. It's really super easy to do. And if I say so, I mean, this website looks really nice. So that's it. I mean, it's really that easy to use Gutenberg blocks. And in just a few minutes, you can have a beautiful homepage just like that. The other thing is, you can use the Gutenberg blocks that I've used right now. You can use that to create your contact page, your about page, and all of your blog articles. And it's super easy, and it looks really nice. So that's it, guys. It's really that easy to use the Gutenberg editor. I mean, in just a few minutes, you can have a beautiful homepage. You can build out your about, your contact, even write your blogs, your articles just in the Gutenberg editor, and it's really that easy. So if you have any questions, pop those in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, what you thought of the video. If you want to see something else, I'd be glad to make a video tutorial on pretty much anything to do with WordPress or affiliate marketing. So pop that comment down below, give the video a like, and until next time, guys, get to building using the Gutenberg editor, and I will see you in the next video.